Welcome back, everyone, to Open Water. We're always doing something. You just fucking sit there like, hey guys, I'm Diana.
Well, I don't sound like that.
You make fun of my voice all the time. People be mocking me.
Do I?
Yeah.
People mock you?
Yeah, people always like, whenever I talk, they're like, oh, and I'm like, well, why does everyone mock me?
I don't mock you.
Okay, Diana, you're right. You don't mock me.
I don't mock your voice.
I
All I do is, are you high right now? Because I can hear you mumbling. It's your high voice.
Well, welcome back to another fabulous episode of Open Water. I'm Emily.
I'm Nashla.
And I'm Diana.
And we're Open Water. Come join our cult right
now. For $1 a day.
You can sponsor an American like us.
$1.64 a day.
Don't forget. Which my stimmy I don't think my stimmy is gonna hit because I didn't file my taxes. But my mom's like, "Go file your taxes." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, just do a real quick like TurboTax.
I know. I just don't like doing it. That's the lazy American in me. Just like, fuck it.
I don't understand why
get your money.
I need the $1,200 and the $600. I got both of them.
I don't understand why we have to file our taxes when the IRS knows how much money we owe them, and instead of just like be like, hey yo, this is how much you owe us, so give us our money.
Or this is how much we owe you.
Exactly. Like you have us pay motherfuckers to do the shit. And then if we fuck up just even a little bit, like you're coming down on us. Like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, I really hope, because I've gone to a tax person every year. I've never done my own taxes until this year when I got TurboTax, and then for the other one I did like Free Tax USA or some shit because it was like from the previous year. And I was like, I got way more money than I ever got with someone filing my taxes. I really hope that I don't get audited.
Well, a lot of times you really won't get audited.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like,
I got a lot of money
you have to like,
year.
the IRS has to like watching you to be like, okay, something's fishy. Like, you don't do anything. You're not doing illegal scams anymore.
I never did it in the first place.
Did it one time.
I did it once.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Oh, that sketchy guy?
What sketchy
that
guy?
was in Capitol Heights?
No.
No, never mind then.
It's with someone you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not with him. He's the one that recommended them to me to them.
So the one that I was thinking about, this girl we used to work with, she recommended her sketchy tax guy. And she was like, yeah, he got me like double what I was supposed to get. And I'm like, no, thank you.
I mean, I've always wanted to just claim a fucking child and see what happens. Just see what's gonna happen. Because that money
people do that though, don't they?
I know. Yeah. But my cousin got caught for that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
How long were they in jail?
I forgot.
Or did they ever go to jail?
He got sent to jail. I don't remember how long he was in jail for though. I don't remember. I was like 10 or 11. I remember because he's a lot older than me. But yeah. Anyway, welcome back. Great introduction. Let's pick a fucking topic for today's motherfucking episode. Say thank you guys for listening and watching. And if you are listening, you should go subscribe to our YouTube page called Adolescent Productions, where we put the podcast up there so you can see these beautiful faces that are talking to you through your phone on Apple,
or your laptop,
Spotify, or Google. So thank you so much. That was I wish you got.
That was.
What?
I don't know, I thought something was vibrating. I don't know why I thought something was vibrating. But okay, topic. You want to read it?
Sure. Love language definition.
I don't know if I want to do this one. Ooh. Love is a touchy subject.
I feel like when people think about love, they think about like romantic.
Oh no! Even friendship love is the worst to me, in my honest opinion.
Why?
Because your friend, you expect you expect your partner to be there forever, but like
friendships last longer.
Friendships last longer than a relationship.
Like I've had someone tell me that before, that she prefers friendships to romantic relationships, and before I was like, and then I'm like, no, I get that. I totally get that.
And like friend breakups are way worse than romantic breakups.
And I agree with you. But
so it's like love is just scary in general. So it's like
it's fucking terrifying.
Relationships and love.
Ugh.
My two favorite
it's
things.
worth it. Well, you can love somebody and not be in a relationship with them.
Yeah, that's also the worst part about it. Like I saw a
Well, like
meme.
a situationship.
Well, no, I saw it's a tweet that said, and I wish I could wish I could use my phone, but I literally read it today. It was like, it sucks when the person you love can't love you the way that you want to be loved. And I'm like, yo, that really does fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I love you so much, like, you're perfect, you're a great person, but you can't, respect me the way that I need to be respected. And so that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're perfect, but besides that point. And that's really horrible. But we did your love language that one day. Do you remember what yours was?
It was touch.
Physical touch. And what was your second one? Do you remember?
No,
I don't
but
remember
I also
either.
like I don't.
Oh, I think I remember. Your quality time was next because we were the same.
So wait, what is it like?
The 5.
No, I know not the. What are they? It's what you like to do or what you like other people to do for
How
you.
you show love.
Okay.
And so mine is
So
quality
then, yeah,
time.
That just makes sense then. Cause I don't like when people touch me, but like I'm super lovey and touchy.
Yes,
when
you are. You literally, the last episode, you're
You did.
because I love you guys.
I know, but that's because that's how you show your love, through physical touch.
And you, I feel like when I touch you, you're like, Diana, like,
Yeah,
she doesn't really
well,
give a shit. So
because
like,
Because I'm words of affirmation.
Well,
Mine's more.
oh, so you need me to tell you that I love you and that you're pretty.
Not that I'm pretty.
Well, you are, so you're pretty.
Like I would say words of affirmation. That's mine.
I think mine are they switch, and everyone says that your love language does switch a lot. I think last time I took the test, it was quality time and physical touch, but I think mine now is quality time and acts of service.
What you like to do, right?
Yeah, what I like to do, show my
Acts of
love.
service.
Because I think now, and then even what I want from my partner, which is really hard because you don't know how they express their love language, which really fucking sucks.
That's why you have to take your time to learn your
yeah,
partner's
but
love
I would
language
love
as
for
well,
my partner to
and
be
it
quality
won't be the
time
same.
because I just like to sit. We don't have to talk to each other. I just want to be around you. Like
Same.
Like me and Diana can literally be together, but we don't have to speak one word. But it's like she can be playing her damn Call of Duty. I don't care. I'm just happy that I'm
I've been getting
hanging
better
out
with
her.
it. I just
Same.
want to
No, I feel
You
the
have.
same way. Like I don't like with Jessica. It bothers her that we can sit in the room and not speak to each other. But the fact that she's like even there, like I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she wants to talk to me, and she low key bothers me because she knows that it gets on my nerves. But like she enjoys getting under my skin.
Did you ever do the test with her to figure out hers?
I think hers was
It's words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, acts of service, and gifts.
Gifts was like dead last.
I think it's for me too. Gifts are dead
Gifts
last.
were dead last, and I think I wanted to say it's words of affirmation.
She do be calling you lots of names, like "What up, baby?" and "Darling," and "My
It's
little
like
sweetie," and "You're
she
pretty.
She calls me babe. That's all she
I know.
calls-
I just
But I think it's
you
words
like
of
that?
affirmation.
like, what up,
Or-
fuckface?
what a bitch.
Yeah, that. There
My
you
sister
go.
used to say that when we were kids.
There you
Fucking
go.
we're teenagers, she could be in my room. What's up, fuckface?
Yes,
Like,
those.
Fuck
white
out.
shit.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, but I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what hers were, but I also can't really remember mine.
Yeah. Well, you also took the quiz, and you're like, "I don't want to take that."
It was so.
And then, you were,
so
and then you
loud.
were like, I don't agree with any of this.
And we're
This
like,
is some bullshit.
What? But it's true though. This is how you express your love.
It didn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean physical touch? You
love.
be
Well,
touching.
because when I was taking the test, I was thinking that how I want to be loved.
Oh.
And when it said physical touch, like I don't want to be physically touched unless like we're banging it out. Like I'll do a hug and here and there, but like I don't like it.
You're
when
not gonna
people
be
touch me.
like this.
No, I mean like I'll hold hands and like things like that, but like I feel like I need my space.
Oh yeah. See, I think I do like to like caress and like, excuse me, like I love like touching beards. Like I am the only heterosexual here, so I love to touch men's like beards and like their backs. I love rubbing a back like while they're like laying on like my chest. I like rub their back and just like play in their little beard and like touch
So
their
yours
hair.
is touch.
Oh yeah, touch and quality time, but it's definitely acts of service have definitely like moved up there. Like I like doing things for people. That's just like I love driving, and like the guy that I like right now, he hates driving. So I was like, oh, I'll drive, I'll do this, I'll do this. I love driving, so it's like, yeah, cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's my.
I
But
think that one's like close to the bottom.
oh, acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, bitch, I do shit.
And it isn't that like I don't like to do it. It's because when I feel like I'm doing something nice, it just never comes off as like my intentions were there, if that makes any sense.
I don't get it.
Like,
So, like, so
it's not appreciated the way that you want it to be appreciated.
Yeah, so like Jessica likes she likes the kitchen to be clean. So when I cook, I try to clean it as best as my ability that she would like it, but there's always something just off.
Oh, that's her then. That's not you. That's her being
So
like.
which is why I'm just like, I'm not gonna do it.
Because she's her person who likes. She's a hands-on person. I'll just do it. Like, just let her do it then. If she has a specific way, that's different. Like, if there's a thing that like, because I'm the same way though when it comes to cleaning. Like, there's a meme that says like, whenever you tell a man to go clean, you're really just like telling them to just tidy up, because then you're really gonna go clean. And that's how I feel. Like, I don't want anyone to clean anything of mine because I know how I like it clean, and you don't know how I like it clean, so just don't touch
Okay, well
anything.
that's well, I understand that.
Yeah.
But
I don't like.
you're my wife.
Oh.
And you need to take how I fucking clean, and just take the shit how I do it. You
Well,
need to be glad that I even did it at all.
Be grateful.
There's a thing called compromise.
Yes, I
you know?
understand that, but I cleaned it, and be glad. And if you feel the need to clean up after me, then do it quietly. Don't make me feel like I didn't do the shit right the first time, because now I'm mad.
That's fucked up. You should never do that. You should never make your partner feel like what they did wasn't appreciated.
Or wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Because in all reality, they're doing the best they
The
can.
thought is there.
That's all we're doing in this world, doing the best,
Doing
we,
the best we
can.
can.
Thanks, DBT. No, I was looking at like the therapy for my health insurance earlier today, and I was like, I don't see DBT on here. They have like different types of therapies, and I was like, fuck, I don't see DBT. I was like, damn it.
Damn, that sucks.
So I gotta call them though, and I'll find out for sure.
Again?
Dialectical behavioral therapy. There's a lot of different therapies. There's so many.
Yeah.
Like I discovered today, I was looking on. I forgot what the fuck it was called. It was like emotional therapy, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
You know what's crazy? To go back on topic is that like my last therapy session, not my last one, the one, whatever, it doesn't matter. In one of my therapy sessions, we talked about like love and everything, because I like brought up how, because I still have this really big problem because I never really received love as a kid. So now as an adult, I crave it a lot, especially from like my partners, because my nose keeps itching and I'm like, who is talking about me out there? Because when your nose itches, someone's talking about you.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
You're supposed to be talking about me all the time then.
Yeah, I'm like really annoyed with this right now. I hope it stops. But and she was saying, I mean, she knows me, and she's like, it's because of, you know, your issues with your father. And I'm like, that's literally it. Like, I want a man to love me so much because I didn't get love from him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I now think I'm learning a lot better how to deal with it, and I have, because today I had a conversation that like made me upset with him, and he's not my boyfriend. We're nothing like that. It's very casual, which I'm okay with. I want it to be casual because I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready to love anyone. I'm not ready for anyone to love me at this moment. But it's like the little things he says, and I'm just like, why'd you say that? Then I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Have you ever told him like, please don't say that, because it's kind of like, because I've had conversations with people before, being like, if it's something that we both want to keep casual, but you say something or do something that's a little bit more like hand holding or something, I'm like, that sends me.
Oh,
well,
I'm not talking. Yeah, it's not like that.
Oh,
I mean, he said something just like stupid,
Oh,
and I like wanted to like get mad and be like, "You're dumb," but I was just like, "No, like, I'm trying to really work on controlling my emotions, like in any setting. Like, if I'm upset with someone, I'm trying to talk to myself first and figure out, why are you upset?
why are you getting upset?
Why are you getting
Reacting
upset at
to
that? Yeah, why are you reacting to it? Like, you can't control what they do. Like, That's the hardest
That's
thing for
DBT.
me. Yep, that's
DBT
DBT. That's
again.
literally what DBT is. Because, and I went through DBT as well, the full 10 weeks. Shout out to you. You
Good
know,
job.
it was great, but it's really hard to apply those lessons in real life.
And you got to be consistent.
That's
That's
the hard
my
part.
problem. That's
Mhm.
my problem because I'm like, I thought I let go of all these issues last year. Why do I feel like they're still creeping up? Why do I feel these familiar things? Like, yeah, it's consistency, and you got to like literally, it never ends. Like you have to always practice it. Like practice it even when you're not feeling like you have an issue with whatever it is, like communication or emotion regulation or something like that. Like you have to consistently practice it so that way when it does happen and you're not expecting it, you'll be able to like quickly like fall into the right pattern instead of the old pattern.
And that's what I've been doing lately. Like I'm really good. I know how to stop my emotions. Like not stop them, but understand
Not let them take over.
Not let them take over. And I've been put in like 4 situations this past week where I've had to like really stop, think about it, figure it out. Okay, let's attack it. And every time I've done that, I've attacked it in a really good way and it's worked out perfectly. So therapy does work. DBT, thank you. You helped me out a lot. But back to the whole love thing, it's true. Like love for people who have like mental health problems and then
like trauma
and traumas is like I have a lot of trauma. Like a lot of trauma, which makes it really hard for me to love people. And I've never been in love. I definitely love my friends. Like I love my friends so much, but I've never been in love with another human being. Never in my life. And I think I'm really afraid of that just because I know that person is going to leave at some point. So it's like, but I've always told myself to just enjoy the moment. Like my last situationship, I should call it, like he's the one that really taught me that because he never wanted a relationship and I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, just live life. Like, we just got to live life. Like, just like be free. Like, don't.
You got to be careful with that too, because I feel
Honestly.
like dudes, mainly dudes say that because like they still want the
Yeah, but
they
every
still wanna
guy
be
that
judgy.
says that to me only fucks with me. And I'm like, okay, if you don't want a relationship, then why aren't you out there fucking other bitches,
Maybe
talking
they
to
just
other
wanna,
girls?
like, consistently have sex with someone.
And that's all I want too. Like at this moment in my life, I don't want a relationship. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a partner. I don't want that because I have a lot going on internally that I need to work on. That I don't have time for. A relationship takes fucking time. Like a friendship takes time. Like I don't have time for it right now. I just want someone who I can talk to about random shit and have sex with. That's all I really want right now. And I'm happy.
That's not hard to. You're not asking for a lot.
No, I'm not at all. Not at all. And I love that the guy that I'm doing that with now is on the same page. Now, can I see a future with him? I definitely can, but I don't want that right now. And if one day he's like, I'm in love with someone else, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to probably be hurt, but
Dang.
that was some good dick. Darn it.
Yeah, but the good thing about that is that you can always find good dick anywhere.
Exactly.
Like that.
And that's...
Disgusting.
You can hate it. You
No,
can
I
hate
don't
it.
care.
I hate the fact that y'all call him that.
I think it's funny
Literally,
as shit. I
he
think it's
It makes
funny
me
as
cringe.
He would say that word to me. He would say
shit.
daddy.
That's so weird.
But what am I supposed to say? Hey, like I told you, it was a little turn on. I got a little turned on from it. I still...
Well, you know what? Whatever rocks your socks,
Still
baby. But
remember
like,
it
I
fondly.
just find it
Yeah,
to be
that was a
cringy.
good 3 times. Like, those 3 different sexual experiences with that man were all amazing.
It
And
was so funny the night you came up and you were
the
like,
first night,
dude.
it was the best sexual experience of my life on this 27 years of Earth. That's literally, I was so like,
It was funny.
I was like, I don't think I've ever had that good of sex before in my life. And I fell in love with his penis. Did not love him at all, but I was obsessed with that penis for
say the least.
a good 2 weeks. So 2 weeks it lasted. It was an obsession.
A couple
like-
of drive-bys.
Couple drive-bys. Like, is he home? Okay, he's home. All right. Why is he texting me back? Does he want to hook up tonight? Let's go see if he's home. That's how crazy it got.
Yeah, because the one night we drove to
So you
the
were
Haskins house like 3
dickmatized.
times.
Huh? Oh, I
Yes.
was dickmatized for sure. But like, I think like he hit me up like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, it's January, so 2 months ago now. And I was just like, no, I'm fine. Like, it was a fun. All right, cool, bye. Sorry. And that penis was, woo! Baby, what it do, baby? But hey, now, I mean, the thing that's so weird is that the dude that I'm having sex with now, it's like amazing fucking sex. And like, but I think it's because we have a good emotional connection too.
I've always
It's not
said
just physical.
sex is always, it's so much better when there's feelings involved. But sometimes like you just want that sloppy ass.
Yeah, because I'm like, the best sex I ever had was a one night stand. Like literally.
and that's fine, but you've also never been in love, so you don't have anything to
you're
compare
right.
it to.
You're right. You're right about that though.
But I'm not saying that like sloppy ass like one night stand sex like that shit is not bomb.
I mean, it wasn't sloppy. We were both very sober.
you know what I mean.
I know. I'm just making it clear to everyone out there.
Yo,
we were
yours
sober.
wasn't sloppy.
We were both very knowing what was happening. We were very in tune. Like that's the thing that's crazy is that like we didn't know each other well, but we were having some good sex.
Vibing.
Vibing. My nose is gonna be. I'm gonna scratch my nose this whole fucking episode. And I'm so sorry. People who are watching who are listening.
She did a line before we started recording. She's having an allergic reaction.
It is really bad. But have you been? You're married, bitch. You're in love. Have you been in love?
That's honestly like something
you
that
still
I
could have
question.
asked me.
Bitch, you're married. I hope you're in love.
What the fuck does that mean?
I hope you're in love to the person you're
I
married to.
am in love.
I said I hope. I know. I know people aren't. I know people aren't.
Which is also why it's still a valid question to ask me.
Yes,
And my answer is yes.
But I know you.
Okay,
I was at your
they
wedding.
don't know me.
I was at both your actual wedding and your celebration, and I saw y'all. Y'all were. That bitch cried. She didn't cry, but she's a hard ass bitch.
I cried when I got engaged.
Well, that was a beautiful moment. That
Yes,
every bitch cries when they get engaged.
But she didn't
Sure,
cry.
Well, no, but she
Who
cried at that
cried?
wedding.
I cried when I saw you cry.
Oh,
You
cried?
cried?
I can't see people cry. Like
Aw.
yeah.
No,
I
but
ended up
Jessica
crying.
cried when we got married, and I was like, "Are you crying?"
I
She was
really,
like,
that was so funny. I'm like, girl,
I wasn't
No,
expecting her
bitch!
to cry.
But like in my head, I was like, Nasty, shut the fuck up. Like, let your wife express some emotion right now. This is a beautiful
It
moment.
caught me off guard. Like I wasn't expecting her to cry.
I soon as Jess started crying, I was like, get every angle. Get her fucking crying.
Get the tear sliding down the face.
Yeah, I just
Settling at
wasn't
the
expecting
chin.
it.
That was
But
so
anyway,
cute.
so go ahead.
Have you been in love?
Have
I mean,
been
I
in
know the
love?
answer, but
What? Yes or no? I don't know. Cause like for me, I've only been in one relationship, and that's largely because like you, I had a very traumatic.
Well, they say that you have
childhood.
three
I don't believe that.
loves in your life. I do.
No, it's not 3 loves. It's 3 lessons that you learn from the relationships.
The 3
Well, I
loves.
could see that.
So your
I could
first
see
one
that.
is like your puppy love that
because
ends up
it
like
doesn't remember like we said
bullshit.
earlier. It doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can learn.
Okay, I get what you're
there's-
saying. Yeah,
it's
but
different aspects of relationships.
I
Different
think,
lessons
but
to
I
learn.
think you learn like, because my first relationship wasn't until I was 23.
Yeah, same.
So I only went into that relationship in all reality because I just wanted to have a boyfriend. Like, because I was like, I'm 23. I haven't had a serious relationship. Like, let me just get
I didn't
into
even
one.
want to be in my relationship. Or not be in it. I didn't want to get into it initially.
Well, you
because it was
also-
too.
you
We had
really
been
didn't
dating.
wanna be in it
We
when
had
you
been
were.
dating. We had been dating 2 months, and I was like, all of my friends kept asking when we were gonna get in a relationship. I'm like, it's only been 2 months. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, what? Like that's for me that was fast. And so I was like, okay, let's just make it official. And it was just like everything just happened way too fast. Like from like the first time that she told me that she loved me, it was like might have been before we actually officially even got together. And I was like, what? And I had never been in a relationship at that point, and I knew I probably had some issues following me around from my childhood. Like I didn't really see healthy relationships. And yeah, so I was like, all right, let me give it a try. And I did, and there were a couple times where we had gotten close to breaking up or whatever, or we actually did break up, but we got back together. And then we were together for 2 years or whatever after that. And then I was like, we have to break up. Because it got to a point where it was we were fighting all the time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this isn't what I want. Like, when I was a kid, I remember seeing my parents fight. And I'm like, I'm never going to have that. I was like, I do not want a relationship where I'm just yelling at the person I'm supposed to love. Like,
you know, I took the completely opposite approach because I never had like stable. No one in my growing up, no adult had stable relationships, and some of my friends, their parents were together and they were so in love, and I'm like, I want that. I want to have somebody that loves me so much, and I want to be with someone that I love so much. So growing up with all of those broken relationships, that was the battery in my back to be like, this is going to happen for me. And I didn't give a fuck who it was with. And it happened for me because I wasn't holding on to what other people's issues were with their relationship.
Then you take a page from your book. Because all I think about is I am so afraid because I don't want to marry my dad. Mm-hmm. That's honestly, my biggest fear. It's like, I don't want to be with someone who's like my dad. And it's like, my dad was this perfect image to my mom, but then he turned out to be a fucking horrible ass person. And it's
sometimes you do end up with people like that. And before I got with Jessica,
that's how some toxic people are. That, you know, that's how they get you in, and then the real them comes out.
The person that I was with before Jessica was like that, but I was so young, and like I was happy to even be in a relationship. Like, when I did see those red flags, like I just like,
yo, what was it? It was 2 days ago, maybe 3. Like, Diana's like, I don't get how, like, my ex-boyfriend, she was like, I don't know how you saw these red flags and you kept going. Because, like, our first date,
you said he was late.
Well, no, that was our second date. He was super late. Our first date, he was just like, I mean, he was really nice and sweet and everything, but like, he like rap and sung to me. I remember. And I was like, okay.
That's weird.
That's really weird. He got like, he pulled his shirt, he came on my side of the table and was like, and I was just like, I was literally sitting here like, yeah, okay. Then our second date, he was like an hour and a half late, didn't tell me why. And I was like, yo, he's like, oh yeah, I'm coming. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I would have left.
But like, he kept saying he was coming. And like, at that point in our dating, I just wanted to have sex with him. We hadn't had sex yet. And all I really was like, let me just have sex with him.
Right.
But then you know, once you involve sex into anything, then it's like,
emotions come.
All the emotions start coming. And then we literally met in October, didn't start dating until January, and then we were in a relationship by the end of February. My only serious relationship ever in my life of 1.5 years. That's how fast it went.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, with my relationship, like I told you how fast it happened. I'm like, we didn't, and then after it ended, I think everything happened the way that it did after it ended, because we were, especially also because we were living together, but because we didn't take that time to build up a friendship. We had known each other because it was like my college best friend, she knew my college best friend or whatever, and so like we kind of knew each other as acquaintances, and then like it was just, you know,
me and Jessica were actually friends for 6 months before we started. Well, we were friends who were also fucking, but like I just thoroughly enjoyed her company. Like, I felt very comfortable and I felt like I can be myself. So, and I felt like that before we actually started fucking. And then we didn't actually get into a relationship until 1 year after.
See,
we met.
That's my next thing. I said, like, my next relationship, however it evolves, I have to be friends with them for at least 6 months to 1 year before. Yeah. And if we're having sex, because I'm okay with having sex and not like putting my feelings in it now, because I think I'm older and I actually understand like sex in general as well.
Right.
So it's like, I'm okay with doing that, but I want to actually know you before we get in a relationship. I want to know what triggers you. I want to know your traumas. I want to know how you grew up. I want to know if you were in a stable home. I want to know what you think. I want to know a lot of these things before I'm like, all right, relationship. Because I'm 27, I'll be 28. I don't want to keep going through this cycle of
same,
just
like emotions.
Yeah.
Of like the unstable emotions also that make you feel like shit.
Yeah.
And it's for no reason. It's in your head.
But this is also why I tell you guys that being with Jessica is easy because she was my friend first. So I can understand her as my friend, and I can also understand her as my partner.
And that's amazing.
And when people are like, relationships are hard, you make it harder than it has to be.
No, that's
but
what
I'm
it is.
not saying by like any means like the relationship like we don't have to work at it,
Of
but
course.
like
in your relationship you have to work at.
But I don't
Because
feel
you
like
bring
that
your own
whenever we
insecurities and
argue,
shit.
like I'm just like fuck this, I'm out. Like I don't ever feel like
yeah,
that.
because if you feel like that, if you get into an argument with your partner and your automatically thought is like, okay, I'm done with this,
or to like curse them out,
call them bad names. It's like you don't love that person.
Yeah,
you
that
don't.
should be a sign right there.
because I also respect her as a person.
That's the main thing.
Loyalty was really big for me, and it was also big for her. So like there's a foundation that we both agreed on, just even as friends, that we built on. Mm-hmm. And ain't nobody about to knock this building down, bitch.
And that's what I think is the hardest thing about love is that you have to have a foundation for love to even exist.
Yes.
Because if you don't have a good foundation, just like a house, it's going to crumble. It's going to break. It's going to fall apart. And it's like you're going to be unhappy in a relationship because you just want to keep someone around. That's also
That's how it was with me and my ex.
And that's how it was with me and my ex. I only kept him around because, and I think, and the same goes for him too. Like it's both of us. We both just wanted someone there. But like we did not love each other. We did not. We just were complacent with each other because we wanted another body to be there. We wanted, if anything happened, we knew we had someone to turn to. Because he didn't treat me right and I didn't treat him right either.
Right.
Like we both were not good for each other, but we were just like, we're gonna stay. But then
And that's the other thing, you gotta
broke that camel's back, and I was like, deuces.
You
I had
gotta.
a girlfriend a week later, so it wasn't me.
That's how it was with my
Yo.
ex too. I told you.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like I don't think she actually loved me either. It was an attachment, and she just wanted someone there, that attention from
100%.
someone.
And that shit is toxic because when
toxic as fuck.
I mean,
So-
it caused issues in our relationship because it was like I wasn't giving her enough attention. That was
Well, she was also like an attention whore. Like whenever we would be out all together, if you weren't talking to her, she would have an issue.
I know. I remember
Like at my birthday.
That story is
I find out
still
so
my
much-
favorite story because I don't know how none of y'all punched this bitch in the face. Because I'm glad I was not your friend.
I did not do anything because that was her girlfriend.
And I get it.
I
it's not the
was
point.
just I remember just being
I
so
understand
confused.
that. But there
I
were
was like
also
so upset, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like she was mad at me, and I'm like, she's like, I don't know. She couldn't tell me
But
what
it was
I did to
also,
piss her
but it
off.
was also my
Crazy.
birthday, and I wasn't about to be catering
But
to a bitch
yeah,
that I
her-
wasn't fucking.
But that's what the
That's
thing
right.
is, like her doing that, it made the attention everyone go, what's wrong with so and so? Like that's all that matters. She just
That
wanted the
is
attention.
literally
Doesn't
a
matter. It's like a
narcissistic
cat.
person.
Doesn't matter if it's negative or good or positive. It's just attention. But I mean that's just like everyone, all of us, we all have our own toxic traits or whatever that we gotta work on. So
yes.
And
like,
hopefully she worked on hers. No
Yeah.
ill feelings from Diana.
Fuck you, bitch.
About to say, I didn't know you, but the things I heard about you,
Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
I was nice to you because Diana my friend, and I'm not a rude ass bitch. But fuck you.
it's cool. It's cool. Like
I mean,
honestly,
she don't
I
watch
learned.
this.
No, it doesn't matter. But
No, I'm just saying.
I'm saying I learned like a lot from. It took me a while to learn a lot from that relationship because I really only saw like there was something wrong with me, and that goes back to just my childhood where I always thought there was something wrong with me because my dad had a tendency to blame shit on me and make his problems be our fault or whatever. So it's like that whole relationship, it didn't work. I was the one to break up. It was my fault. Like blah blah blah. And then like the more I thought about it, like I was going to therapy, more recently or whatever, and I was like, it was the both of us, and there were like certain things that. Like, codependency for me, and like abandonment issues, the way that they tied in together, I could see how it prolonged our relationship longer than it should have been prolonged for, because like there were so many like instances where like my friends later on told me, like I was like, why didn't you tell me that shit? Like she told my friend that she was going to do something because I wasn't paying attention to her. I was like, Laura, why didn't you tell me that? This was like right when we first started dating too.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like, damn.
I completely.
But I was
understand.
codependent, so that's why that shit lasted.
That's why my last relationship lasted as long as it did, because I knew that relationship was over a year and a half into it. We were together for shy of 4 years.
Damn.
And there was a lot going on in my life where, like, I felt like I couldn't leave because she provided some sort of stability for me.
That's the other problem.
And it got to the point where I did not give a fuck about not having a place to stay, especially after she told me that she didn't need me to pay the bills, she didn't need me to take care of her, and that she didn't need me for shit. So I was like, okay. I'm mad that it took so long.
Don't be mad.
No, I'm mad that it took so long because I knew it. It took for me to leave for her to say that.
Yeah, but like, remember I think you said this before to me, but in a conversation, you said, like, you don't leave anything until you get all your lessons.
Yes, I did. And
you needed to keep getting lessons.
That's also something that, gives me comfort that I didn't learn everything I needed to learn from
That's
that relationship.
what it was.
And I would tell my mom that. My mom would be like, you have to leave, like, this isn't a good situation for you to be in. I'm like, I understand that, and I know that I have to go, but I haven't learned everything that I needed to learn. And if I wasn't in that relationship, I would not have been the person for Jessica.
Yeah.
But I also, first, I had to be that person for me.
I literally feel like that because, I mean, even though I'm still in this whole mindset of, like, this is a very casual thing with this guy, I felt like my last relationship prepared me for this, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I am now better with my emotions to where I can deal with them and not, like, for one, take my emotions out on him, like, things that I'm feeling, put it on him. And, like, whenever... I like to speak things into existence, but I do think that something's gonna happen. Like, there's no way you can, like, fuck with me this heavy and not fall in love with me, because I'm a dope ass bitch, and, like, I'm pretty fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just waiting for that. I'm not waiting for that day. Nope, not waiting for it, because I would never wait for any fucking man in my life. But when that day comes, I'm gonna be like, I'm not ready, or I'm ready. I'll figure it out when it happens. Mm-hmm. But he's not ready at all.
That's the thing, though. Like, when do you know that you'll be ready? Because I feel like, for me personally, like, part of me feels, am I making an excuse? Like, am I being too hard on myself saying that I'm not good enough yet?
Yes.
Like, I'm not where I want to be yet. But at the same time, I am very self-aware of, like, all of the, like, my triggers, things that, like, issues that I have. Like, I told you the story, like, how the last time I saw my dad or whatever, my mom was like, you can go, but I don't want you to get your hopes up. You know how he is. And he never showed up, but I thought he would. And I got really excited, and I got really mad at myself after that. So, like, I basically, after that, I was very angry and sad for a while, and I didn't know how to get past it. So I was like, don't get excited about anything, don't expect anything from anyone. That's like what I drilled into my head. So now when I like find myself like, even if it's just a friend, like I get excited just to hang out with someone, I like yell at myself and scold myself, like, don't get excited, you should get excited, like they don't want to be your friend anyway, they probably think you're weird. Like, people could just say like nice shit to me, and I will still take it as being like they're just being polite or something, they don't actually mean it. And I'm like, I don't think I would be ready for, like, I don't think I'd be ready for a relationship.
No, I mean,
just because
you are
my
well
own
aware.
mind is putting that, like, barrier up.
You're well aware that you still have a lot of work to do on yourself. And the fact that you even understand that, I feel like, 'cause you guys know I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a huge hopeless romantic. I feel like, even though you are very well aware of your own triggers and things like that, the person that you are supposed to be with, if you believe in things like that, they're going to be understanding of it, and they're going to try to help you
on your journey
through all of this.
Yeah.
Because if you can be honest, like, you just want somebody on your team. You want somebody on your team who has your back. It's very frustrating.
Because I'm like, I can feel it happening, and I'm like, not again, you fucking bitch.
Stop!
What?
Don't call yourself a fucking bitch.
No, I'm not calling myself a fucking bitch. I'm calling that a fucking bitch.
Okay,
like,
good.
Get away from me. Like, no, God damn it. I went to therapy for this. That just means I need to be more consistent in practicing this stuff. And I know for a fact that I do. That's just things that in this new year.
But I'm also a firm believer that if you did not learn anything from your last relationship, or like, you know, anything that should have taught you a lesson, you're gonna continue to go through that until you.
Well,
learn
yeah,
that
exactly.
lesson.
You repeat the cycles. That's why I'm like, every time I think I completed a cycle, I'm like, yes, this is over. Now I'm moving on to the next level. It's like, you thought, bitch.
Bring it back in there.
And it's like, let's see. And I'm like, fuck.
See, I honestly think I learned from my last situationship, so that now with this situationship, I'm like completely good with it. Like, wouldn't you say I'm a lot better?
Yeah.
Than my last one?
You can, and you can tell. You can also tell like when you have like your triggers starting to come out, or like, you know, something you could fears or whatever.
I'm just like really like, okay, but like today, I told Nasty already, but he was making this like comments about like not getting tested when he got back in town, and I was like, what? And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this conversation because I'm gonna get really upset and just say some stupid shit. So I'm gonna just walk away from this and talk to you later. Because for one, I don't want to get my emotions even ramped up there, and also too, like, in all reality, you're not my boyfriend. I don't have to see you. I will wait another 2 to 3 weeks before I fucking see you again, because I'm not getting coronavirus. That's not fucking happening. So peace out. Yeah. Get that bread, that head, then leave.
Oh, my thing is just like the fear when I get, like, when I feel that fear, when I get triggered or whatever, then my anxiety gets really bad, and then I just start attacking myself, like, every fucking time without fail. And I'm like, man, fucking dating sucks. Dating is so hard. And people think like that I like date a lot, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like,
I didn't
God, yeah, like there's like that, like my one friend or whatever that was hanging out with a lot. Everyone thought that me and her were dating, and like we're having sex or
the
whatever.
cute girl from the bar.
And I was like, no, we're not.
Different girl.
What girl from the bar?
I don't know who she's talking about. Oh, Rocky
the
Bar
one
girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone thought me and her were dating.
People thought we were dating.
Y'all were dating,
and I was like, what?
I'm surprised that they didn't think that me and Diana were dating.
I mean, it's like if you...
I mean, they thought me and you were getting married at your bachelorette party. That's what Paige told me. They thought
Did
that...
they?
Yeah, they thought... I was like, why would I be there?
Because you're a lady. You were my wife for the night.
Because I was the masculine looking one, I guess.
It's like, no... Diana's not my type. I'm joking. If I was gay, I probably would try to fuck Diana. I most likely would.
If I was single, I would definitely fuck Diana.
Like...
I'm just
friend. I would fuck you.
Yes, friend.
Even though, one of my old hookup buddies, he said a fantasy of his was to watch Diana fuck me, and like him just watch her fuck me. And I was like, okay. That's weird. But whatever. Like, that's never ever gonna happen.
No. Never gonna happen.
No. I don't mean Diana would just laugh. Like,
I feel like it was
that's
very
the one
awkward.
thing that would happen.
It
like,
would be awkward as fuck.
I couldn't even kiss Diana. Like, I can't make out with her at all. Like, not at all. It's not happening. I couldn't have her suck on this titty. No, and Diana loves sucking on titties. She might suck on this titty. Too. I love my titties being sucked on. I miss getting sucked on. It's been like 3 weeks. It's only been 2. It's literally been 2 weeks a day. 2 weeks a day. It's been 2 weeks of had sex, and it's gonna be even longer because this motherfucker's not gonna get tested. So like, I'm not gonna have sex for another 3 weeks.
Right. This is gonna sound really weird, but like, I can't wait for Diana to like be in a relationship.
I am not excited for that.
Why?
Because then I lose my best friend. Like, that's the like word, like she's just like she has another friend.
That's so funny because I was thinking about that the other day though too. Like, if you got into a relationship, like, man, I wonder, like, I won't be able to hang out with Emily as well.
It is like, I'm like, holy fucking, like whenever Diana one day was like, yeah, I'm hanging out with blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, okay, have fun. But then like, I just hit up my guy like, okay, what are you doing tonight? Because like, my best friend's going on a date, so I might as well go hang out with you.
And meanwhile, I'm just in the house doing absolutely nothing.
Well, you live so far, Nasty. If you live...
I live like 10 minutes from Diana.
You do not live 10 minutes from Diana.
I feel like I don't live that far from Diana.
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes exact. So you're 50 minutes from my house. I'm just like...
Okay, but you guys also act like I can't get an Uber.
No one wants to make you pay for Ubers. That's expensive.
So you guys don't want to come to my house,
no,
but you don't want me to pay for an Uber.
But I'm saying we do come over. But I'm just saying that like Diana's just closer and we smoke weed together. It's just a lot
So you guys
easier.
can smoke weed.
I know
Then
we
I
can
can watch
smoke
you guys,
weed.
and then I can laugh with you guys.
Yes, I mean we all hate. I'm just saying like Diana's literally like who I go to for everything, which is really bad. I depend on her for too much, and it really makes me sad when she is in like her moods, and I'm just like, oh, friend to hang out with.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, oh, you suck. But that's all about love, though, because I love my friends.
Yeah, you have to love them from afar sometimes.
Yeah, just like I will love this boy, and I'm not gonna
and
love
family.
him.
Sometimes you have to, yeah.
Edit.
Chill out. Chill out.
Oh no, I threw that away because I don't.
No,
love him
it's
at
like,
all.
and it's the same with like, sometimes you have to love your friends from afar, and sometimes you have to love your family from afar.
Yeah, I'm like at this point in my life where, like with friendships and love, like I love my friends, but I don't want toxic people in my life. That's like the
Yes.
main thing
Well,
right
that's
now.
the thing for me. I'm the same way, and I feel like you know, like with vibes or whatever from people. Like for the most part, I can tell when like someone like is cool, like for me to be friends with, and when it's not. And the times I do ignore that, it's like,
Dumb
ooh,
bitch.
you were a toxic motherfucker.
No, there's only been a few times where like I had got a vibe from somebody and it was just like sickening to my stomach. And I'm just like, absolutely not. Like, I cannot be friends with these people.
Yeah,
and,
like I just get
and I
uncomfortable.
would
It's
tell
like an
people, and I would
uncomfortable
tell
feeling.
people like I don't want to hang out with them because I don't get a good vibe from them.
That one
was-
girl at pie.
That's what I was gonna say. I always had this weird vibe, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep my
Yup.
distance.
I met her one time. She got in my car because that was her second day, and Calvin was training her. And she got in my car. I came to hang out with Calvin on his break and smoke, and then he's like, "Oh, can she come with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care, whatever, cool." But I got the word, and I told Diana, I think that night or the next day, I was like, "Yeah, I don't like that girl," and she was drama filled for that whole fucking restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I fucking knew it. I called it from the beginning. Like, I felt those vibes. That bitch was weird and crazy.
Yeah, I call it like messy vibes.
Yeah, and
And
she
I
was
was
messy
like,
as fuck.
I was like, she's cool from a distance, but like, I cannot have that energy around me.
Yeah, but that's how I've been. Like, with 2021, so much negative shit happened last year that I just, that was
Don't
3
have the
days ago.
energy.
I don't have the energy for it anymore. I don't have the energy for friends who are petty, for friends who just like
Or half-ass.
half-assed, petty, fake, like who just don't have my best interests at heart and who don't like, how do I say it? Like,
Who don't love you.
who aren't actually
yes, who
like,
really
out to be
don't
my
love.
friend.
Yeah, who aren't that. They're only my friend for convenience. You know, they're not my friend to really help me
to
get
like
through this
grow
life.
with,
Yeah.
actually have like a relationship with, like,
Yeah.
grow,
Yeah.
like a close friendship or whatever. That's why like I keep to myself for the most part, and I just have like a small circle of friends because I'm like a
Same.
lot of people. It's like, I don't know, like you have to learn like not everyone is your friend, and that's okay that not everyone's your friend.
Yeah.
Like not
That was
everyone
really
is your
hard
friend.
for me.
That was hard for
Really,
me
really
too.
hard for
That
People
was
are
really
friendly,
hard
but
for me.
they're not always your
Yeah.
friend. But this last year, I did reconnect with someone who I used to be really good friends with in high school, and then like me moving all the time, like we had like just fallen out, and it was never anything like a bad blood situation, but like we got back in contact, and you know, because of COVID, like we haven't been able to like link up, but like I'm a little nervous because I feel like I'm meeting somebody new for the first time, but like
I think friends are the best.
but I'm not meeting her
Yeah,
for the first time.
but,
Like
like,
we haven't
starting
seen each other in like
friendships,
10 years.
yeah.
It's like I'm kind of meeting somebody new.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it's going to be when I see my ex-best friend at my best friend's wedding. That's going to be really fucking
It's gonna be
weird.
very awkward.
And it's like we have reconnected and we've talked and we partially talked through our issues. Not everything, but we partially have. And, you know, she has sent me a message before being like, hey, thinking about you today. And I've sent her like, hey, I had a dream about you and the girls, like blah, blah, blah. Like little short things. But like, I know it's going to be really, really fucking weird when I do see her again, because that friend breakup was really fucking, I mean, she was my best friend, you know, since like I was 17 years old. So it was really hard to go through, but I think it made me better as a person because I learned a lot from that friendship.
Yeah.
Lot from that friendship. And now I take what I've learned from that friendship and put it to my other friendships. And when I see people displaying the same actions, I'm like, nope, done.
Yeah.
Not gonna be
I had a really bad like friend breakup, and like it still bothers me to this day because I really thought that, you know,
You were my best friend. You were my homie.
You were my, yeah. But just the things that she said, not only about me but also about Jessica, it was just like, I'm confused as to why you're bringing this up when we're supposed to be friends, and like we both felt like we had a disconnect, so we're here to have a conversation, but I just feel like you're just digging the ditch even bigger. And it got to the point where just like, I feel like this is very one-sided, and I feel like I'm giving everything and I'm not getting anything in return. And that's always been something for me, especially with anybody that I love. If I feel like I am giving and I'm not receiving, like, I'm gonna have an issue.
Damn, bro, that's literally how I feel in this other friendship I have, but it's whatever. I don't want to
No,
get
but like
into
it's like it was very sad, and I felt like I lost a part of my family.
I definitely lost part of my family with that, because I love those kids with all my heart, and I really miss those kids with everything in my fucking whole being. But it's like, I know that
You have to love them from afar.
yeah, I do. I love them from a fucking far, and I'm about to start crying. I'm not trying to cry, so I'm like trying to hold my tears together right now. I'm like, yeah, think of other things so that you don't cry. So yeah, but I forgot. We were talking about love.
Yeah, we're talking about love and our definition of love.
So I don't think.
What would be your definition of love?
I don't think I have a definition of love just because I have an experience, and I also
there's also different types of love
There's different kinds of love. So I am in love with Jessica. I'm not in love with you.
well, yeah.
Well, that's
You see the difference?
yeah.
They're different.
But I think I don't know what it would feel like to be in love with someone because I haven't experienced it yet.
Right.
But with my friends, I know that how I love, like, if I see my like I consider you as part of my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I know
Same.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and I guess that's how I would feel with another man. If I met a man and we were sexually involved and then we had emotions and started dating, I guess that's how I would know I was in love with him, if I considered him part of my
How do
family.
you know you're in love?
Google! Hey, Google! How do you know you're in love?
I did that, like right before I broke up with my ex. I was like, how do you know if, like, you're in love or it's an attachment? Like, I was Googling.
And what did it say?
I don't fucking remember.
Oh,
This was
shit.
like 5 years
I know, it's a
ago.
long time ago.
I mean, I feel like it's subjective.
It is
It is
subjective.
subjective, and
So,
it's like-
I mean, I guess I would say, if I had to say my definition of love, is someone who accepts me for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone who I can, like, express all the things in my head to, and him not be like, okay, this bitch is crazy. Like, I guess that's
judgy.
or judgy.
So
Like,
respects you.
I guess, yeah, someone who who respects me, who can listen to me. Number one thing is listening to me, because I be going through a lot of shit, and sometimes I just have to talk. Like, I just have to say it out loud to either A, get the thought out of my head, or B, hear it out loud so that I can be like, that's stupid. And then, like, go back and be okay.
Get your shit together.
But it's like, I don't know. Never mind. I'm not going to go to say what I'm going to say, but okay.
What?
Why not?
I mean, I've told you both this before, but it's like, I don't think anyone can ever love me just because I'm like a very, like, I mean, you guys, I'm very loud, I'm eclectic, I'm very, like, blunt. I can.
There's somebody out there that
I
gonna
know,
love
but I
all
just-
There's
that
like
shit.
I forgot what the odds were, but it's like 7 million people for every person or something like that. Like,
what?
yeah, in the world, like
Maybe like 700,000 or 700, but 7 million?
How many people
there's
are in the
like
world?
6-7 billion
Billion.
people.
I get that, but you have to think about where you even are located.
Well,
geography.
it doesn't matter like geography. I'm just saying specifically like your personality or
You're gonna
whatever,
find
like
somebody
who
online.
you are.
What?
So you're gonna find somebody online.
I mean,
she's
I
talking
mean,
about
that's how
geography.
she
just-
did.
I mean, that's literally how you find people these days.
I mean,
No,
especially
I don't
in
mean
the
by like
time-
online,
loving
where
the
like
time
they're
of
in your,
Corona.
like your bubble. I'm talking about like
800 miles away.
Oh, I'm gonna swipe on my Jamaican lover and the grill and be like, fly me out! I'm ready for you! And then get kidnapped and be sold into sex trafficking.
I mean, I would hope that you don't do this.
I'm going to the extreme.
It really went like
all the way over. But I mean, and
so
also,
do you feel like you're unlovable?
I mean, yes, I do. And it's also because of the current situation of my health. Like, I don't, fuck, don't cry. Don't fucking cry.
Hold on. Let me. So because of your personality and your health issues, you feel like those are enough for someone not to 100% fall in love with you.
Yes, 100%.
I totally 100. Like, I feel the same way.
I can understand that, but I respectfully disagree.
I mean, it's just,
I feel like your personality is so bomb, and you can't help the fact that you have these issues.
I know if I did, I wouldn't fucking have them.
You can't help that, but what has to happen from this point on is that you have to know how to deal with it. And then the person that you are going to be with, they have to understand how it has to be dealt with.
Yeah, but I mean, it's easier, obviously it's easier said than done.
Yes.
Obviously. We all know that. But it's like, internally, I'm like, and I think like I hold off from like talking about deep stuff with the guy that I like right now, just because I don't want to like him. Right. And I also don't want him to really like me either, because I don't want to go through all that shit. Like, I don't want to go through it, because it's like anything can happen with like my life these days, and I'm just like, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot for me to deal with. So I'm like, how do you expect someone else to deal with it? And it's like,
girl, I am like 100. I feel the same. That's what I struggle with as well. Like, that's why I'm like, you have to. I don't know what it is. Like,
I don't know what it is either.
I really, it's not, because like, I don't know. I can't help whatever I experienced, the traumas, whatever that influenced me to be the way that I am. But there is what I can do, or whatever, or the times that I get depressed. Like, that makes me super self-conscious, because I'm like, I got depressed twice in the last year. In less than a year, I got depressed twice. And I'm like, who would want to be with someone like that? But at the same time, I know that there are people out there like me that are in healthy, stable relationships. So I'm like, no, that's just me being really way too mean to myself, and I need to be nicer. But it's still hard to not be like, beat yourself up. Yeah, beat yourself up, get down on yourself. Like, not, I don't know what it is. Why? Like, the mind is inclined to believe, I don't know why. I think it's a defense mechanism I read. The mind is more inclined to believe something negative about itself, because then it goes into defense mode or whatever.
It's so easier. Is that the correct word?
So much easier?
So much easier to be sad and depressed and upset than it is to be happy. Which is like the craziest thing in the world to me. It's like, it should be easy to be happy, and it should be hard to be sad and depressed and angry. But those emotions just, like, obviously I'm still like battling with everything that's happened to me, but it's like, it's always that question of like, why? And then it's always the when. Like, when is the next bad thing like
gonna happen? Well, you shouldn't think about when it's
like,
going to happen.
But it's going to.
You need to
yes,
accept.
it is.
That's when
but
I think
aren't
you
you
need to
always
accept.
saying you have to live in the now?
I know.
Like, why are you thinking about
use my own
something that
shit against me?
Yes, because you like to use my own shit against me. You always talk about live in the now. Don't think about what the fuck is going to happen next week. Because we don't know that.
I know, I could be dead.
That goes back to like the codependency, I think, too. Also,
yes, that is
where
actually like weirdly
it's
true.
It's gonna take less away from you, and someone's not gonna like you when that really shouldn't matter. Do you like them? Like, that should be a thing. Do I fuck with this person?
That's also my
do they
problem,
fuck with
though.
me? Oh no, same. Because
That's
I worry. I'm like
that. Like
I'm too weird, or I'm too out there. Like, I need to really, and I need to not say some of the shit that I say, because people are gonna think that I'm a freak, and then I turn it on to myself and I'm like, you're a freak, you're a weirdo, you're this, you're that. And I'm like,
and that's why, like, I feel myself. I always pull back with, like, the guy that I'm dating now because I'm like, I don't want to, like, I catch myself stopping myself.
No, you have to let that.
And I know, but I don't want to because it's like, I know for a fact that he'd be okay with it, and I think that's what I'm afraid of. Like, he knows that I like him and that, like, I could see something with him. He knows that. So I don't want to keep showing him parts of myself so that I'm then like, then I can get hurt. Because, like, that's the one thing I don't want to get. No one wants to get fucking hurt, obviously. But, like, that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, nope. And I'll just shut things off, or I'll always make the conversation sexual. I'll always go to something sexual because I don't want to talk about.
Be serious.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about, like, the real shit, like, happening, like, in our lives. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of made a joke about it yesterday. Then we were texting. I was like, I always go to sexual things, and he's like, yeah, because you're a freak. You're nasty. And I'm like, good. I want you to think that about me.
Well, you are.
Well, yeah, that is true.
So,
but it's also like, yeah, you're right. Freakily Emily.
It's that's just you know gotta work on yourself. That's all that is. And you know that you have to. So it's like, don't beat yourself up. Like, it's really hard because I fucking will be so mean to myself till I cry.
You guys are actually, like, really, really mean to yourselves, and, like, it really hurts my feelings.
That's because I think we've internalized the shit from when we were
trauma,
kids. Yeah. Like,
I internalized it all.
I've internalized my parents' voices. Like, my mom, I love her, but like she had her moments, and I'm like, I can feel myself yelling at myself for, like, you know, being sad or something. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But my mom yelled at me for that when I was a kid because she didn't understand, and I didn't understand for a very long time myself. And I'm like, no, I do understand. I need to be easier on myself now. Like, and that's one thing, like, when I've been, like, meditating lately, I try to, like, think about myself, imagine myself as a kid, and it sounds weird, but, like, just, like, love myself and, like, you know, embrace myself, hug myself, because there's nothing wrong with me. I just think that there is. And there are things that I can work on for sure. There are always things that any of us can work on. And it's like, you can't ever give up, which is something that I feel like that I've done lately in my life. I feel like I gave up. But, you know, getting back on track, like, you have to always put that effort in. If you want to be in love, if you want that happiness with another person, it's not going to come. It's not just going to come. Like, it's not going to come to you if you just meet the right person. You got to set yourself up to be in that situation as well. Like,
and that's why I'm not setting myself up in that situation.
Yeah. And I feel like part of that, I feel like part of that is like a defense mechanism. For me, I know for sure it's a defense mechanism. I know when it's coming out, and it's fucking frustrating because I'm like, no, you're okay. Everything's fine. And then it's like, no, you're a freak, you're a weirdo, you shouldn't say some of the shit that you say or do, which, like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I know in my head, and that's where I feel like I get stuck, and then that's where my mental illness comes in, because then I get, like, sometimes, like, my depression symptoms come back, and then I'm like, fuck, reality, this is what I know, these are the facts. But for whatever reason, my mind's telling me to feel this way, to think this way, and I'm going this way instead of this way. And it's like, that's why I like, you know, with the therapy, you just got to keep practicing this shit. You just got to keep practicing.
Which is crazy because I haven't made a therapy session in over 2 months, and I went to go make one because I was having, like, really bad thoughts about stuff, and I went to make an appointment, and she was booked till February, and I was like, God damn, I knew that I should have done this earlier. So I don't have a therapy appointment till February 9th, so I'm just like, I just sent her an email. Well, it's you have to describe, like, why I make an appointment with a Kaiser, and I was like, a lot of things have happened in my life. That's what I wrote in, like, the memo. I'm sad. Like, things are happening. I need you to just speak those words of wisdom, give you some more tools that help me get through this.
I need to find a fucking therapist that, like, I click with. That's been my struggle. Like, individual therapy, I have yet, except for, like, most recently, like, even though I never met her face to face or whatever. Yeah, like, I feel like, you know, she was cool. And then when I did group therapy or whatever, when I did the DBT thing, like, the therapist and I think it was a therapist and a psychiatrist or something that ran the group. And like they were cool, and like I felt like I could talk to them and they were helpful or whatever, but like more so I think it also had to do with the fact that it was a group therapy setting. So like
You're around other
being
people.
with other people who have the similar issues as I do, and like, you know, we could all literally learn from each other's stories. Like that shit is what I got the most out of. But with my therapist one-on-one, it's very hard to find someone that
I
you
feel like
connect with.
I would benefit more with a one-on-one situation because you guys.
You will not do group.
It was hard. It was hard.
Oh, it wasn't hard for me.
It was hard at first.
Because for one, the only reason why it wasn't hard for me is because I had 2 20-something girls in my class with me.
Oh, well, I had young people. But it was just like, I was like, I don't know these people.
That's why it's easy, though.
I did say something, like, I think I might have been quiet. Most of the first one, I might have said something at the end, but I know for sure by the second one I said something. But, like, there was another girl in the group. She didn't really ever, like, speak until towards the end when she felt, like, a lot more comfortable or whatever. Like, it takes some getting used to be in a group setting, but, like, for real, it like that was the most helpful, I think, for me with therapy. Like working it out with other people. Like even when I have like simple issues with like how to set boundaries with coworkers or whatever, I literally practice that shit with someone else in group because I wasn't used to setting boundaries. Like I used to feel guilty. Like even like when people, like when I told you like people ask me out or whatever, I would lie and say I had a girlfriend even though I didn't because I felt bad saying no. Like I literally to set boundaries or say no to people, I'm a people pleaser, and that is something that I had to really work through and be like, no, it's okay to be able to stick up for myself or whatever. But you know,
yeah, you need to stick up for yourself before you get in a relationship because I'd be damned if that bitch be walking all over you because I'm a dog walker ass. Sorry.
No, but like
I just got upset.
You're right though, because me and Nasty both, whoever dates you has a lot coming at them.
Yes, they have to be a strong-willed person.
Like the girl that she just goes on dates with and hangs out with, I'm like, she reminds me of me. Like she, like I feel like we're like the same kind of because she's very like outgoing and like blunt too. And I'm like, I like her. I never know you, but I like you. Just because like I think she could fit in, but she's not even a prospect. I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen in the world.
Well, I don't know. Me and Jessica are completely different people.
Yeah, I mean, but I think opposites attract. I think that is like the best thing. Like, I think if you and your partner are like the exact person, that's scary to me. For one, that's really creepy.
That is very creepy.
But it's also like, I kind of get it.
Vibe. I think it's
if you vibe,
it's all about the vibes. It's like, if you feel comfortable enough to talk to them, be yourself around them.
But I like the fact that she's completely different than I am because I'd be loose. I'd be off in multiple places where, you know, I don't even know how I got there. And she has to tell me to, like, reel it back.
Yeah.
Like, bring it back. Like, you need to calm down.
That's what I want.
Calm down.
And
she always tells me, like, if I'm doing too much, be like, babe, you're doing a little bit too much. Like, you need to bring it back. And I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then I have to sit and think about it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you're right. I was doing a bit too much.
And like that's crazy because I catch myself like stopping my thoughts because like, you know, I'm a loud person. You both know that. And like he will be like, yo, calm down. You got really excited and really loud, which I'm okay with, but we're in a public setting, okay? You gotta, and I'm like, you're right. Let me calm it down. And I'm just like, I've never had a man ever do that to me. And I'm just like,
she like will slightly put you in check.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, it's kind of sexy. Yeah, tell me to be quiet. Like, you know,
don't tell me to
I'll
be
suck
quiet.
your dick right now.
Ooh, okay.
Jesus.
Sorry, Mom. I know you watch this podcast.
No, but falling in love
is
is terrifying, and I'm not about to lie to you guys. It's
I don't.
terrifying.
We don't want to join your group. We don't want to be a part.
You should. I have a good old
hard.
time.
Honestly, it's hard because like, oh God, dating is so hard.
Well, to be completely honest,
really
I wasn't looking for Jessica.
No,
when I met her,
no one's
it's
ever
also
looking.
other people's intentions. That's the other thing. Like you have to trust the other people, and sometimes you don't trust the right people. Because like I feel like I've made mistakes with like trusting people too easily in the past, and now like that's why I
don't
make
trust anybody.
it's so hard.
She literally
for me.
jumped through hoops.
it's hard for me now because I get triggered because I'm like, you idiot. Like, it reminds me of when I was a kid, and like okay, edit this out because I just don't feel like it being in there. But like with
Well,
Kate,
then don't say it.
I just wanted to tell. Okay, never mind.
Tell us later then. I don't want to do all this editing. Sorry, guys. You're gonna hear all this because I'm not editing this out either.
Well, okay, so I feel like it's on me for like someone that I was talking to before. Like, this was a couple years ago, but like before, they were either on their way out of relationship or just out of the relationship, and only talked to me to make that person jealous. And I didn't know that, and I felt stupid once I realized that. And I was like, why would you ever think anyone would want to be with you anyway? And I went back into that negative talk, and now it's very hard for me if I feel like, if I'm like, I fuck with this person or whatever, then I'm like,
Are they just using me?
I don't ask if they're just using me. I just yell at myself like, you're a freak, you're a weirdo, they don't like you, why would they like you? Why would they be interested in you?
Instead of you should.
It's always me. I know, but that's why I said when I was a kid and I came up with the conclusions that I did when I was sad and angry, and like how I processed it, I was like, I don't think this is gonna help me when I'm an adult. I think this is gonna mess things up. Like, I literally thought that. And now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, it is definitely messing me up, because anytime I find myself getting excited or like happy to talk to someone, even just a friend, I yell at myself and I'm like, they don't actually fuck with you like that. Like, my mind tries to drive, like, people make me feel like I'm actually alone when I know that I'm not, but eventually I start to believe it.
Which is something you have to work on.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Would you like me to ask these people next time?
Ask who?
Just ask the questions that you don't ask, and then you end up beating yourself up about.
No, like,
Are you sure?
I'm not saying, like, ever since then.
Are you using my friend?
No, it's not. It's
know,
not like
the
every
dogs are
person
like-
that I've ever talked to since then has been the same way or whatever. It's just my mind. It's triggering for me because I got excited talking to that person, and it turned out that that person actually never wanted anything to do with you. Wasn't interested.
Which is not true, because people love Diana, because Diana is an amazing person.
Yes.
And she's cool as shit.
Yes.
And if I was a gay woman, I would be all up on that joint.
No, but that's why it's hard for me to ask people for their time or ask them to hang out or whatever. I'm like,
Even though no one does that.
but yeah.
No, Diana, I can't wait until you find somebody.
I mean, I can wait.
And
you know.
I would
I can wait, but like,
I don't want to lose my friend. I'm being so selfish right now. I'm such a selfish bitch. And that's the end of the episode. Sorry, our camera cut off and we just kept talking. So that's where it's going to end. If you're listening, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to rate and leave us a comment. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
I love love. I love being in love. I don't care what it does to me.